So when it comes to Deadpool and the X-Men franchise, we know that a lot of characters pretty much ended up not looking exactly like they did in the comics. Then you look at Deadpool and a lot of them were a little bit more accurate. Now let's talk about Colossus, because his original design is very much comic book inspired and pretty much ripped straight from the pages. If you're new to this channel, I don't think it's a secret that many people will tell you Colossus is one of my absolute favorite X-Men characters for various reasons I'm not going to go over, that you can probably just kind of look at and be like, yeah, okay, that kind of makes sense. And Colossus I thought was mishandled every step of the way in the singer version of X-Men, and of course Deadpool came out, and well, they pretty much got the character just about perfect, and obviously I was super excited. Now recently Rob Liefeld wanted to update fans on the original look to Colossus, and he released the first time he saw him that was sent to him over by Tim Miller, and as you guys can see, this is very much a 90s style look at Colossus. Now obviously they're changing a few things. You could tell, there's like pouches and this thick vest on him for the red, and there's obviously the yellow in the middle. Definitely very much inspired by Colossus's classic look. Now obviously that can't translate directly one-to-one. It would have looked a little ridiculous if this metal looking giant, like a mutant guy who has silver skin is walking around with what looks like floaties from, like a swimming pool. It kind of looks a little weird, which obviously if you start looking at that original design and then you look at the design they got, you kind of get the progress of how they kind of refined it and got the Colossus we got, which honestly I think he was great and kind of fit the darker tones that the universe was more aligned with, which obviously they translated later to Cable and Deadpool 2. So again, I think a lot of pieces that were changed in production were honestly for the better, specifically for their universe. Now I'm not saying it's, they shouldn't do the proper comic costumes or anything. That's definitely not what I'm saying. Don't use that argument. But what I'm saying is they were still very much in the X-Men universe, and that had a certain look and feel, and the way Deadpool 1 looks with the darker tones and more blues and stuff in there, it just would have been a awkward look to it, which obviously I have no doubt once they come to the MCU, we're going to see those proper suits and more or less something that kind of resembles that early, concept, except probably not the pouch looking over design.